In the real world, a partnership agreement providing structural welfare payments to hostile parasitic partners would never survive.
An Alberta MLA takes aim at Ottawa and Quebec in a fiery address on equalization, warning about a rigged partnership. But his comments come as Albertans lean heavily on the feds and CERB during the pandemic.
Canada is marching to bankruptcy, taking Alberta down with it. Canada is rudderless, under the control of individuals out of their depth. The socialist Trudeau NDP bloc undermine our ability to compete and succeed in the real world. In the real world, Quebec would be kicked out of the partnership.
He later apologized for describing the behavior as
parasitic.
I don't think this represents sort of ordinary Albertans, because a lot of ordinary Albertans have recognized that Alberta is vulnerable, particularly economically vulnerable.
Albertans have relied heavily on the federal government's Canada Emergency Response Benefit during the COVID-19 outbreak. So does that show that the system is working the way it's supposed to, or does it show that policy decisions have made things much tougher than they should have been from the beginning?
There are some policies that have helped Alberta, have helped cities, have helped industry, and we've also, however, seen policies in Ottawa that certainly have made things more difficult for the industry.
The comments also come as we wait for the release of the Fair Deal Panel report. It looked at Alberta's relationship with the rest of Canada, including equalization, but hasn't been made public because of the pandemic. While it may not be top of mind for a lot of Canadians with COVID-19 and anti-racism protests front and centre, Alberta's Wexit movement still has support.
There's been a long history in Alberta of policies that favoured central Canada at the expense of Alberta. Nevertheless, support for separation or even greater autonomy in certain programs is below 50% and significantly below in most polls.
In Calgary, Jonathan Muma, City News.